I'm Chris O'Neill from Sew the Distance. Thank you for joining me today as we talk about quilting habits. Now, here's the disclaimer. I am not a master of these habits. These are the things I want to work on as a quilter, and I feel like they're going to enhance my quilting life. And the main purpose of this video is to get you thinking about your quilting life and some things that maybe you can bring into your own space, or some habits you can develop to help you be more efficient or to have a healthier lifestyle or whatever it may be. So let's dig in. The first habit that I want to implement or create or whatever into my life is to stop dumping things on my cutting table. It became a dumping ground pretty much as soon as it was put into my sewing room. My husband built a beautiful cutting table for me. I love it. It's huge, it's wonderful, but it also becomes a place where you can put stuff, especially because my sewing space is right off our kitchen. So if we're getting company or anything like that and I need to clear off the counters or the table or whatever it may be, gets put onto my cutting table. I also tend to dump stuff on there in my sewing room when I'm working on it, especially if I'm recording. I'll throw stuff over onto the cutting table. So that is my first habit I want to implement. Wish me luck. To remind myself, I'm going to put a sign on there saying, you know, don't dump, because I'll just end up doing it anyway and not even think about it. I think it's become a really bad habit that I need to break. The next one is to finish projects. I have a lot of videos in the works at a time and I get excited about new projects. I end up not finishing the projects I started. So if you remember the knockoff quilt, I have both of the quilts here and all the material to finish them. Still haven't finished them. I have two of these, which is my 1-layer cake quilt, just the tops that I need to finish, and there's countless more. So I really want to get into the habit of finishing a quilt before I start a new one. Now, I know I talked about this in Lies Quilters Tell, that video, and I said that, you know, it's not a big deal to have more than one project going at a time, and I think for most people that's true. But where I'm making tutorials, I think it's important that, first of all, you get to see, at least on my blog, the finished products too, and it's important to keep up with everything for me. That's the next habit that I'm going to incorporate into my life. I'm not sure how. I don't have a plan for that. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments, because it is something I need to focus on. The next habit I want to start working on is making sure that I am a healthy quilter. I find myself slouching and not drinking enough water and not taking good breaks, and that's just not good for your overall health as a quilter. Also, I got new glasses about a month ago, and I think the prescription is really good that I'm starting to notice the amount of dust that's in my room. And I'm not talking just everyday dust, I'm talking the caked on dust that's in like our irons, like the edges of the iron and on my heaters, and just, it is thick. And I realized that that is stuff I'm breathing in, and it's probably fabric particles and dust from cutting and making quilts. I ended up getting this View Plus air quality tester, which they did send it to me, full disclosure. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that for you, but so I'm not selling it or anything, but I am going to review it. I am going to open this up, set it up. This tests the air quality in a room. I really want to see what the air quality is like, especially the particulate, I think I'm saying that right, matter, which would be the dust and all of that stuff. My guess is I'm going to need an air filter of some sort of filtration to make this just a healthier space. And I really want to focus on it this year, because I just wonder how many fibers we're breathing in, and that concerns me. The next habit I want to incorporate into my quilting life is to practice free motion quilting. Now, years ago, I did do that. I think it was in 2020 during the lockdown. I was practicing every day and I was improving on my free motion quilting. I look back at the progress I made. I'm so impressed. Actually, I think I have something. Hang on, let me grab it. Yeah, here's some of my quilt sandwiches that I had worked on. I dug these out, but you can see I was getting pretty good at free motion quilting. And then I stopped for some reason. Yes, this was in 2020. Look, I even wrote the date on this. So I want to start getting better at doing free motion quilting and just practicing. I know practice makes perfect. I also know that it seems like you lose it if you haven't done it in a while. So I want to get back into that too. I think practicing every day and forming that habit will help me become better at free motion quilting on my domestic machine. And the fifth habit that I want to incorporate into my life is to be more mindful of my quilting community and being more active in my quilting community. So let me explain. I'm in a guild and I do a lot in that guild, but I also want to get involved in more online classes, some classes at quilt shops, and really expand my knowledge and also make new friends in the quilting world and nurture those friendships that I already have. This is important to me as a quilter and as a person. I want to make those connections more. I think, again, the lockdown kind of isolated all of us, and getting out into the community, whether it's online or in person, is very important. Let me know what your habits that you want to implement are. I'd love to hear it. There's a great book too that I'd like to recommend, this Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, it's really fantastic. There's a lot of things in here that will change your life and help you develop new habits. Again, not sponsored for this one, okay? I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take some time to sew, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.